First of all, ladies and gentlemen, just to kick off, State Cheetahs established the academy back in 2015 simply because we needed a development centre for our players. We had invested money into the youth at Free State Rugby, but we needed a centre where our the player development could be aligned with what we were trying to achieve in the senior ranks, and we could see the transition of players, a smoother transition of players from under 19 to under 21 and both under 21 to senior rugby. Since the establishment of the academy, we've seen no less than 17 players be contracted from junior rugby into senior rugby. Last year we had the privilege of watching 7 of those youngsters come through to both Currie Cup and the Super Rugby competition, and I stand to be corrected, but in the Currie Cup final last year we had 5 players that had come through our academy system that ended up playing in the final. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Letty and the Toyota team for their support. Once again, Toyota has come to support the Toyota Cheetahs in this initiative, and with a significant sponsorship of the academy. You know, in taking the option to become naming rights partners, we've managed to take the funding and invest it into the infrastructure of the academy, as well as the recruitment of new, young, exciting talent for the Cheetahs.
Rory, thank you very much. Have a look at the wall that we've generated here specifically for the Toyota Cheetahs Academy. You will see the likes of Oxenche, Joseph Dweba, Job Tutui, Nicoli, which you spent quite a bit of time today with. We're very proud of these youngsters coming through our academy system and being, not only led in regards with rugby skills, but also in regards with life skills. Floor is open for questions to the panel.
Franco, I saw that you were at the Craven Week this week. The Shimlers were there as well. This Toyota Cheetahs Academy, how important is that for you guys and the Shimlers to attract players to the union?
The whole theme of this whole academy of breeding ground of opportunity is what it's all about. We've decided a couple of years ago to follow a certain route to develop our own players and to give more players an opportunity at the Cheetahs. And I believe along with it, obviously with the Technikon or University of Technology and the Shimlers, it was important for us to involve a lot of players that will have the opportunity then to not only through those ranks also get opportunity to develop as provincial players. So this week most of my time was spent there to encourage the players to come and see what the Cheetahs are about. I think in the last 2.5 years we established the brand in a way of play which I think a lot of people enjoy. We definitely became everybody's second team again. So therefore a lot of the players and the skill sets, and I can honestly say from a South African rugby perspective as well, it's good to see that the skill and ability that was shown this week in the Craven Week was exceptional. So everybody's buying into a way of play that excites us, and I believe that the academy is obviously the opportunity to take that a little step further and developing not only skill sets but also as persons or people.
Rory, with the exception of guys like Opa and Raymond that are set to leave the union, how successful are you guys in keeping the guys coming through the academy system at the Free State?
Well, you only have to look at the number of players that we've signed over the last 2 years. Having 17 players that have come through our academy system, be signed into senior rugby, it's a sign that it's a healthy academy, and it's a sign that we can retain our players. Obviously, the positives taken out of it is, having 17 players come through means that our development is working. Okay, the concept of focusing on individual development, player development, as opposed to team-based training, that is working for us. And yes, 17 players, we are retaining them.
Franco, maybe I can just ask you, it is, I suppose, related to this, that since obviously all the changes that are happening at the moment around you guys and around competitions and stuff like that, you spoke to a lot of young players this week. How's the reaction been, especially in terms of the academy, and do you see an increase of interest from guys because of that?
Yeah, I believe so. I think the whole of South Africa is excited about what's going to happen next. Obviously it opens up more opportunity for all players in South Africa, and I think it was important for me to get a message across this week, that the future is bright and we're really excited about what's going to happen next. And therefore even our players that's already here, they're privileged to now have a different opportunity than most other players in the country, and I think that's what we're going to offer. We're going to play a brand that I think, like I said, is dearly loved, and then obviously opening up new doors and experiencing different culture and a different way of play. The conditions in Europe is much different, but it will also, develop maybe another skill set which our South Africans need.
Just as a matter of interest, we've seen a lot of academies across several provinces. Some of them have become just basically commercial money-making situations. And I'm sure you know which ones I'm probably referring to. What makes yours different, your academy, to theirs? The other ones.
I think Rory must answer this because this was still his maybe before.
Brendan, I think the answer to that is quite simple. Our academy is what we refer to as an elitist academy. So an elitist academy means that the players are actually handpicked. Okay, so you can't pay to become a member of the academy. You have to be of a certain level, and you have to be identified by our talent scouts. And also the big difference is a lot of our 80% of the players that are in our academy structure are actually paid to be there. Okay, because we've mapped out a pathway for them to become professional rugby players whilst getting a quality education at the same time.
Rory, I remember when you guys first launched the academy 2 years ago, there was a policy that for the guys that probably can't get into tertiary institutions, that you're trying to help them find apprenticeships somewhere. Is that still something that you guys will be focusing on?
Morgan, it is. It's probably one of the areas of the academy that we could put a bit more time and effort into. When we started the academy, that was really one of our focuses. But what happened was in the first year we had about 90% of the guys that were in the academy were actually part of either CUT or University of the Free State. So one or two players that didn't elect to study, they did additional life skills sessions. Really, they followed that route, but it is probably something that we could address going forward as well. Yeah.
Franco, dit sal seker nou onder jou val met die ontwikkeling van die jonger spelers en senior spelers en afrigters ook. Is daar al voelers uitgesteek na spelers om te sê luister, kom na ons akademie doen?
Ja, die hart van die saak het hierdie week was 'n dubbel rol geweest. Ja, natuurlik, en ek moet eerlik sê, ek dink die Vrystaat span en hier ons gespeel het was die advertensie. So dit was eintlik baie maklik. Daar was 'n klomp navraag, veral by die Shimla en CUT tent. Ja, natuurlik, ongelukkig wag almal nie meer tot by die Kruiwenweek voordat daar met spelers in aanraking kom nie. So ons het deur Malusi Matwetwa, 'n baie bekwame persoon wat reeds vroeg van die jaar af alreeds spelers identifiseer wat by ons die pad verder wil stap.
Franco, you mentioned now the side. That's a good advertisement for Free State Rugby. Sadly, one of those guys is already heading to the Stormers. But there are guys like a Schroeder, a David Krill. What must you guys do to ensure to attract this guy to be a Cheetah and not a Stormer or a Sharp or something like that?
Look, first of all, Morgan, as you know, for us it's about the people first. And when I spoke to them on Tuesday night, the whole squad there, I said to them, the most important thing is that rugby is important, but it's also an opportunity to express yourself. And you must be happy in that environment. We offer an opportunity. I think we are probably the union where you get fast-tracked into senior rugby the quickest. An opportunity is around every corner. And therefore, to just be a number in another academy or another union, here we are really concentrating on the individual. I know a lot of the players because of my involvement with Grey College a couple of years ago. So they know that it's not just talk. And I think the way things are constructed now, and the quality of the coaching from the ranks, lower ranks up, and the number of players that's already come through has already proved. So it's not hard to, from a rugby point of view, to convince the guys to stay. Unfortunately, like you said, we don't invest that much money into them, more time, effort, and an opportunity. So, and also I said, and I think I must make that clear, we didn't beg anybody to come here because that's not fair towards the guys that wants to come here. So everybody will join the academy. They did it by choice and seeing the opportunity.
Can I ask maybe an unfair question for Toyota? But yeah, sorry, just the fact that with all the changes happening at the moment, as such, do we see this as the naming rights as an investment that Toyota's future with the Cheetahs rugby is almost assured? Or?
Yes, certainly with the changes that you've mentioned. We feel that there will be a whole new set of opportunities opening up. and we're still fully committed to supporting the State Cheetahs.
Rory, will the focus of your scouting be mainly the Free State, or would you also dabble into other sort of provinces like the Eastern Cape and so on?
Yeah, look, number one is the Free State. I mean, we would love to see the development of rugby within the Free State grow. And, yeah, at this moment in time, we've got a very good relationship, obviously, with Grey College. Harty is producing quite a few of the players, and the other schools in town as well. We do recruit outside the borders, but our focus is always at home first, and then outside the borders after that.
Rory, I take it he's also taken into account the transformation targets that you guys have committed to, etc., as also a big part of this push as well.
Yeah, are you talking about in terms of our recruitment outside of our borders?
Well, everywhere.
Yeah, look, I mean,
academy.
Of course, we work according to SARA's strategic transformation plan, and our recruitment is obviously done accordingly.
Hoeveel spelers gaan jaarliks deur die akademie?
At this moment in time, we've got about 55 players in the academy. Last year we had more or less the same number, and in year one it was slightly less, probably closer to about 50 players, yeah.